Imagine a world plunged into darkness, not for hours, but for days. A darkness so deep it silences the earth, forcing humanity to face its deepest fears. Nearly a century ago, a man with no modern tools, no scientific knowledge, claimed to see this terrifying event. They called him the Sleeping Prophet. His name was Edgar Cayce, and he spoke of a time when the skies would blacken, the stars would vanish, and the world would stand still. Was he describing the 3 days of darkness, a prophecy whispered across cultures for centuries? In 2025, as strange events unfold, his words feel closer than ever. Stay until the end, because what you're about to hear might make you question what's coming. Edgar Cayce was born in 1877 in a small Kentucky town. With only a grade school education, he was an unlikely visionary. Yet in a deep hypnotic trance, he could diagnose illnesses with uncanny precision, speak of ancient worlds, and glimpse the future. His followers recorded over 14,000 readings, words that seemed to flow from a source beyond time. Cayce didn't call himself a prophet. He saw himself as a humble channel for divine wisdom. But when he spoke of great darkness and trials by the elements, his visions echoed an ancient prophecy. The 3 days of darkness, a cataclysm said to mark the end of an era and the birth of a new one. The 3 days of darkness is a prophecy found in Christian mysticism, Native American lore, and even ancient texts. It describes a period when the sun will fail, the earth will be cloaked in shadow, and humanity will face a spiritual reckoning. In a 1941 reading, Cayce said, "There will come a time when the light of day is hidden, and the earth will tremble in darkness. It will be a sign for man to turn inward." He spoke of cosmic disturbances, atmospheric chaos, and a veil over the skies, aligning chillingly with this prophecy. He didn't name the event, but his descriptions of a darkened world, coupled with spiritual transformation, have led many to believe he saw the 3 days of darkness. Was he tapping into the same vision that has haunted humanity for centuries? Let's look at the signs. Cayce warned that this darkness would be preceded by natural upheavals, earthquakes, storms, and strange skies. In 2025, the world feels restless. In 2024, a series of solar flares disrupted satellite communications, with NASA warning of stronger flares to come. These flares could trigger auroras, or in extreme cases, atmospheric changes that dim the skies. On X, posts about solar storms and dark days went viral, with some users quoting Cayce's warnings. He also spoke of volcanic activity cloaking the earth in ash. In 2023, eruptions in Iceland and Indonesia sent plumes into the stratosphere, prompting scientists to study their impact on global sunlight. Could these be the precursors to the darkness Cayce foresaw? Cayce's visions went beyond the physical. He described the darkness as a spiritual test, a time when man must face his soul. He said it would force humanity to confront its choices: greed versus love, division versus unity. The prophecy of the 3 days of darkness often includes warnings to stay indoors, pray, and seek inner light as malevolent forces roam. In 2024, a viral X thread claimed that Cayce's readings hinted at entities emerging during this period, sparking debates about spiritual warfare. Today, the world feels divided. Political unrest, economic uncertainty, and a 2024 Gallup poll showing only 22% of Americans trust their leaders. Is this the crucible Cayce predicted, where darkness tests our hearts? But there's hope. In Cayce's words, he believed the darkness would usher in a new era. In one reading, he said, "From the shadow, a great light will rise. Man will awaken to his divine nature." This aligns with the prophecy's promise of renewal after the trial. In 2025, a spiritual awakening is sweeping the globe. A 2024 Pew Research study found that 46% of Americans now practice meditation or alternative spirituality, up from 30% a decade ago. On X, hashtags like Lereshom, Spiritual Awakening, and New Earth Trend daily, with users sharing visions of a transformed world. Cayce's message, that darkness is a catalyst for enlightenment, feels like a guide for navigating what's ahead. Cayce also tied this event to ancient mysteries, particularly Atlantis. He claimed the lost continent fell during a similar darkness, caused by its misuse of cosmic energies. In his readings, Atlantis faced a cataclysm that dimmed the skies, and only those who sought spiritual truth survived. He warned that humanity would face a parallel test in the future. In 2024, marine explorers found unusual structures off the Bahamas, where Cayce predicted Atlantean ruins. Viral X posts linked these discoveries to his prophecies, with some speculating that the 3 days of darkness could be a cosmic cycle tied to Atlantis' fall. Are we reliving that ancient story? As Cayce believed, let's piece it together. Solar flares disrupting the skies, volcanoes spewing ash, a world divided and searching for meaning, a spiritual awakening gaining momentum, and echoes of a lost civilization. Edgar Cayce's visions paint a picture of a planet on the edge, a planet that could soon face the 3 days of darkness. In 2025, the signs are impossible to ignore. The skies are restless, the earth is trembling, and humanity is at a crossroads. The question isn't whether Cayce saw this coming. It's whether we're ready for what it means. So what do you think? Is the 3 days of darkness just a myth? Or is Cayce's warning unfolding now? Are you prepared for a spiritual test, or skeptical of it all? Share your thoughts in the comments. If this has you rethinking the future, if you want to dive deeper into Edgar Cayce's prophecies, his insights, and the mysteries he uncovered, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Join this community of truth seekers looking beyond the shadows, because the darkness may be coming, and only those who listen will find the light.